Hello and welcome to Love Anything Art. Today I have another compilation video for you. I will be showing you some bead ideas using polymer clay. We are going to have some fun today. These are previous videos that I have released, so if this is not new to you, I apologize, but I have a lot of non-subscribers that do watch my videos, and this is kind of for them. They can have a nice overview of some of my stuff that I've made, and also just some really quick ideas. I do hope you enjoyed this video. My first idea was just a very, very basic bead, but I adore the pink and black look. Those two colors together are absolutely fabulous. So just a very simple idea for anybody who has clay and paint. A lot of my ideas, I do try to do stuff that most polymer clay artists have with them on hand. There are a few things that I use, like alcohol inks and stencils, that you would have to buy, but most of the stuff I make is cutting out my own shapes out of paper. Just kind of coming up with my own ideas, just using things I have around the house to make patterns in the clay. Basically just kind of winging it, if you will. But this is just a really simple idea using clay and paint. And you could do all kinds of color combinations. Actually, would be really cool if you just chose a color, like you could do pink for the bead, and then use paints, and you could do different colors, different polka dots on there. You could do black and green and red and yellow, and just kind of make it very colorful. But like I said, I really enjoy just the simple pink and black. It goes with a lot of things, and it's just a lot of fun. Just a simple way to dot on your paint is just using the tip of a toothpick. Simple. You can do that while you leave it on your metal hanger wire or whatever you have, so it stays in place while you dot, dot, dot. And that's idea number one for you. I just love it. Idea number two also involves paint and polymer clay. This was a lot of fun, this project. It was also very messy, but I enjoy a little mess every now and then, especially when it's easy to clean off. The paints I use are pretty cheap paints, I'll be honest. I got them from Walmart, I think. You could also get them from the dollar store. Cheap is fine. As long as you resin your piece when you're done, it should be fine, and everything should stick and nothing should come off. And again, this is kind of just a very, very brief overview of some of the videos I've done doing beads. If you want the full tutorial or explanations on anything specifically, I will leave links for all of those videos in the description box below for you. I'll try to include some of the links for any of the products I bought too, clay or alcohol inks or paints or anything like that. But it's pretty simple. You just do an Amazon search, or the next time you're at a craft store or Walmart or dollar store even. They actually have some really cheap crafting things for you that you could probably try. But I'll leave some links below for you. And also a really simple idea for you for making sure your beads don't roll all around the place when you're trying to bake them is you can make a little accordion file out of paper, and your beads just sit right on there. So like right here I have it, it's just kind of rolling around. But this is the fun part with the painting, so it can roll around a little bit. And again, I'm going to be using just cheap paints. Go to the dollar store, guys. Get the cheapest thing you can find. Although I think it's called the $1.25 the store now. I'm not for sure. It's been a little bit since I've gone. And of course you can use a toothbrush for spraying on your paint onto your beads. And this is, well, you can actually do the beads before you bake them or after. I don't actually remember what I did in this video. It's been a while, so you'd have to go back and watch the video to find out exactly if I baked it before or after. But just get creative and fun and spray on those beautiful painty colors. I really liked this idea too. It was really fun. I like the end product. All the colors together just really blended very nicely. And it's fun and enjoyable. And there you go. You could do all one color if you wanted to also. Put a little toggle and clasp on there and you got yourself a cute little simple, easy bracelet. And the next two ideas really sing to my heart. I loved the way they came out. These you will need, of course, clay. And then for one of them, I used pastels, chalk pastels. And for the other one, which I'll show you here in a minute, I used alcohol inks. I had somebody leave me a comment wanting to know if they could use regular chalk. And I told them that you probably could. I don't really see why it wouldn't work. And if you have chalk, I would just say experiment. I don't think any harm could come from that. And also, I've always thought about trying to use some food coloring dyes instead of the alcohol inks, because they're a lot cheaper than alcohol inks, and you could mix and match and kind of make your own colors and water them down and make different shades. But I always thought that would be kind of cool. And I did see something on, I believe, Pinterest, where somebody made their own alcohol inks using Kool-Aid packets and rubbing alcohol. So, be kind of worth a nice shot to try that. You can get rubbing alcohol at the dollar store, and also Kool-Aid packs. I think you can still get them 2 for $1, unless prices have gone up on those. I'm not for sure. But you could really make really cheap versions of alcohol inks. If anybody does try that, please leave me a comment below. I would love to know how it came out. Maybe one day I'll do an experimental video on it. Be kind of fun. A nice, easy way to achieve a very pretty look. And these are just very old chalk pastels. I really like the way it came out. The colors are very soft and pastel-y on the clay. I really like that, and that's really the stark difference between using the chalk pastel and the alcohol ink. The alcohol ink has a very bold and vibrant dark color, but this one reminds me a whole lot of fall. So I really like it. And then I put a little tiny little pinky white bead in between. So it came out really cute. And then I put a little butterfly toggle clasp on it. And then this is the second idea, basically doing the same as the previous one, but instead of chalk pastels, of course, you will be using alcohol inks, unless you make your own alcohol inks. And again, let me know if you do. I think these were like $25 on Amazon. So, I mean, yeah, that's a kind of a pricey investment up front, but I've had them for like 6-7 months, maybe. No, I've had them for about a year, I think. So they last a long time, and you can do quite a few projects with them. You can do beads, and I've done stencil ideas and regular ideas just using polymer clay. I do have about over 200 videos, so I've done quite a few different things. And I actually think I've had this bottle of resin since the beginning. So I think that bottle of resin is 2.5 years old. And at the time of this recording, I finally did finish it. So it lasts a long time. I love the shine that it gives pieces too. Also, I put the white beads on here, and they're really nice, a stark contrast between the dark, bold colors of the alcohol inks. So I really like that. This next one is a really fun, simple idea. I don't know about you guys, but a lot of times I will make ideas that I think are awesome, and then I try them and then they don't look so good. So I have a lot of scrap clay. So I just took some scrap clay that looked good together. These are like some peachy colors and cream color, pink, purple, and I basically just kind of mushed it all together or rolled it out into a log and then cut it off into even length pieces and made beads. Voila! So very simple and fun, and I love using scrap clay because it's a one-of-a-kind kind of a thing. The technique might be the same and everybody could do it, but everybody has different colors, so it always is going to come out different. And I love that. And these are some old wire coat hangers that I had. No wire hangers ever. If anybody has seen Mommy Dearest, let me know. That movie really left an impact on me when I was a child. But you can use the wire hangers for something useful like polymer clay beads. And again, putting that resin on there is going to bring all of those colors out, make it shine, make it pretty. And I just love it. I really, really like the way this design came out also. I like everything I make. Well, mostly everything. Look how pretty that is. I just like the colors. It's so random. And for the next idea, a nice, fun, again, polymer clay and paint idea. Man, simple things. Beautiful results. And again, it's pink and gray and a teal and pink. Also, great color combinations in addition to the pink and black. Lots of chopping going on in this video that I did. And of course, do your own color combinations, whatever sings to your heart. And I chose black because I thought that that would be the best stark kind of contrast between my bold colors. Makes everything kind of tie together. And of course, lots of messies. You could actually do a lot of things with this kind of idea, and I've done some other videos doing this very technique. So if you check out my channel, you'll be able to look at those videos and see that. And I really like the difference between all three of these. They all came out quite different and pretty. And again, you'll need a little bit of scrap clay for this project. You could use a solid color if you didn't have any scrap clay. It's not a big deal. Either way, you won't be able to see that center color. So if you have a color clay that you don't really like, that you've used in the past and it doesn't bake well, you could put that in the center of any kind of bead that you're making. If you guys have favorite color combinations, let me know below. I'm always interested in trying something out of the scope that I would normally think to do. And for the next idea, these beads remind me of the ocean. I do a lot of things that remind me of the ocean, but of course they are the colors from the ocean, right? So lots of funness happening. And this is my really terrible, I don't ever recommend anybody buy this extruder. It's so hard to extrude. You should get one of those automated ones where it's hand cranked and it just pushes it down. I've seen other YouTubers use it, but it's so hard to use this one. I don't recommend it, and it gets really dirty on the inside, and it's absolutely a nightmare to clean. But I spent like $10 on it, and I don't really use it very often, so I can't really justify buying a new one. So I just make do with what I have. Again, you could use any color combination that you want, and yours would come out a little bit different. I really do like the idea of the extruder though. I feel like it could save you a lot of time if you needed, say, a lot of strands, really thin strands, because you can change out that piece and you can come up with different shapes. I think you could really expand your polymer clay finesse if you used it and incorporated it into things. I don't really use it a lot, but I think I should try and use some brain power and come up with some ideas for extruders to help some other people out there in the world that might not have ideas either. And that's kind of the reason why I started my channel. I wanted to help people come up with ideas. When I first started polymer clay, I was very limited in my ability to be able to think outside of the box. But the more time went by, the more I was just like, I don't care, it's clay, I'm gonna have fun and play, and whatever comes out, comes out. And along the way, I've come up with some cool ideas, so just kind of wanted to share that with everybody and really just help everybody kind of generate some fun ideas where they can maybe sell these at a local craft fair or something, or make some stuff for themselves and for their family and friends, maybe gifts or such. I really like the colors that are all laid out here. It looks really neat. And again, this is another one where you could use scrap clay for the center because you're not going to be able to see the center color. I know I have a color of clay that I inevitably love in the package, and I always forget, oh yeah, when it bakes, it doesn't look like that. So I always make the mistake and use it, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that's why I don't like that color. You could use that for the center. And this is just a layout of my 3 pieces that I made from my extruder idea. I really, really like the way this set comes out. And of course, I like to use regular just beads in my work. It's a nice contrast between the polymer clay that I've created and something somebody else or a machine has created. Just adding the two together, I don't know, it kind of really gives it something special. That, and I have a ton of beads laying around, so I'm trying to use them and be creative about it. I really like this bracelet too, from small to large and back to small. It's the circle. Oh, and this one, I just love it so much. I don't even know how I came up with this idea, but I was really just sitting around playing, and I don't think this was what it was supposed to look like, but this is how it came out. And I love these colors together. I think I looked up color combinations that look good on the old Google search, and these were the closest things I could find to the ones that were listed on there. So I really like the way they come out all together. They all look fabulous together. Of course, you'll come up with different results based on the colors that you choose. But it's really just a very simple idea using very simple colors, very simple techniques. One of my favorite pieces. And you actually don't need a lot of clay. I think made way more than I needed. So you don't need a lot of clay for this project. Since they're very thin strips that you're gonna cut, and you're gonna kind of roll them out and make them thinner anyway. And it really depends on how large of a bead you want to use. And I just loved my fingernail polish in this video. It was blue with a clear glitter nail polish over top. It reminded me of cotton candy. Every time I watch this video, I'm just mesmerized by the nail polish on my finger. I love it. And of course, I do use different fingernail polishes in every one of my videos, so I'm always trying to experiment with things, come up with some fun ideas. Nail art. It's like polymer clay art, but only a lot more pain in the you-know-what. It chips off. It doesn't hold up the way polymer clay does. Again, this will be a project that you could use some scrap clay in. Get rid of that scrap clay. And I do have a playlist if anybody is interested in scrap clay ideas. I love doing scrap clay ideas. So I will either leave a link below, or you can go check out my several playlists that I have for different things. And it's very therapeutic just winding this snake of a clay around my bead center. It's just very calming. Just wrapping and wrapping until you get to the end. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But I really like the way these beads came out in the end. They're just so cute. I just love them. I think I like the colors. I think that's what I like the best. And we're almost to the grand finale again of what I made. The bracelet with my little clasp. I don't know where I got that from. It's actually kind of old. And then my necklace. And again, I'm using regular beads and little spacers. And then of course my very simple earrings, but also just so cute. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!